And this actually shows the balance of power in the House and the Senate. In the election results that we have already, 51-49, but there's a couple of races in the Senate that are leaning Republican, and in the Senate, in the House, it's 219 to 293. So it's past the threshold.
They needed 23 to flip the House. They've gotten a net of at least 26, the Democrats, and there are a bunch more that are too close to call just yet. They might increase that. So let's talk about it with Anthony Scaramucci, of course, former White House Communications Director. Nobody wants to lose. The president didn't want to lose control of the House. All of a sudden, you know, Nancy Pelosi, likely Speaker, committee chair, Maxine Waters, they could make his life difficult. On the other hand, you see the Senate, that's a pretty sharp increase of the majority.
Well, that's great for the president because remember, he's got trade deals, potential treaties. He's obviously got the Supreme Court. And so all of those things, getting the plus in the category in the Senate is phenomenal for him. And so his agenda will stay in forward progress related to that. And also, you know, he is an interesting guy. He may cut a deal on immigration or infrastructure with the Democrats, provided he gets the base of what he wants. That's what he's all about.
Anthony, looking ahead to 2020, is this an opportunity for him to work with the Democrats?
I believe so. I believe it's an opportunity for him to work for the Democrats. First of all, this is a resounding victory for the president. Let me just tell you, my former constitutional law professor, Larry Tribe, go look at his Twitter feed. He does not like the president, and he's admitting on his Twitter feed this morning that this is a resounding victory for President Trump. He's gaining seats in the Senate for, you know, they don't do that often, maybe 5 times in 105 years. And he lost some seats in the House, but it was not a blue wave, okay? And it was because of his intensity. And you guys are just talking about Ted Cruz. If Ted Cruz did not remarry himself to President Trump and the concepts that the president is supporting, that would have been a way closer race and a potential disaster in Texas.
So there's some things you can learn from every election. And if Republicans are looking at this critically, they'll say, what happened in the suburbs? What's going on with college-educated women? Because we don't have them, we're losing them. Do they try to get them back or maximize what they have already?
Well, I think it's a combination. I think the president was saying that about the health care issues. That seems to be the hot buttons for the women's vote. The president's basically saying that he doesn't want to take away those pre-existing condition situations. I think he's also said to people that he wants to negotiate on behalf of Medicare with the drug companies. I think those are very positive things for women.
That Democrats could get behind, too?
I think so. Democrats get behind that. So, again, here's the great thing about President Trump. Okay, he is a human Swiss Army knife. He is now going to take something out of his weaponry that's very different than everybody expects.
Corkscrew.
Maybe it's a corkscrew. No, I don't think so. He doesn't like to drink, Brian.
Okay,
that was an Irish statement. You're not allowed to say anything.
And you talked about this in Trump, the blue-collar president. You talk about what the foundation of what he believes in.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, and thank you for mentioning the book. I basically point out in the book that despite his upbringing, I did a lot of research on him personally and his dad. This guy loves blue-collar people, and they love him. And that's why he's won. He literally hijacked that base from the Democratic Party and moved it over to his ledger.
He might even move the tower to Lindenhurst and just leave uptown Manhattan.
He probably knows where Lindenhurst is even, right, given the fact he's in New York.
This president is a Swiss Army knife minus the corkscrew. That sounds like a great title for your next book.
Minus the corkscrew. Let's restate that.
We got a lot happening this morning. Thanks for coming in, Anthony.
Appreciate it.